Hi everybody, it's me Julia. I'm back again with another one of my drugstore likes, dislikes, and all-time favorites, and today's brand from the drugstore is Wet n Wild. Up until like a few years ago, when you say drugstore brand, I mean the immediate thing that comes to mind is cheap and, not worth it and horrible quality and all that stuff. But a lot of brands at the drugstore have really come a long way in the last few years, and one of them for sure that kind of led the way for this kind of movement is definitely Wet n Wild. When they did their Color Icon rebrand a few years ago, they really kicked up and set the bar for a drugstore brand, especially for their powder products like their eyeshadows. There's really only one product that I've tried that I don't quite like, and it's their new Color Icon bronzers. Now, the history of the bronzers are they're now these ones, Color Icons. They also have smaller ones that are called Mega Glows. And I'm not sure if they still have these Color Icons or if they've been replaced by these ones, but before the Color Icon rebrand, their bronzers used to come, I think they were still called Color Icon, but before they changed the formula, their bronzers used to come in a round package, I think, or they may have been square. No, they were like a little square, kind of rounded edged thing with a white cover, and the one that I had that I think was called Golden Goddess was the best bronzer I ever had, and I loved that bronze. So when they did the Color Icon reboot, I bought the only one that was close to my beloved one, which is this one called Goddess. So you can see it's not too dark, it's not too muddy, it's just kind of more of a dark peach tone than anything. And this is really nice, but it's more brown than the one that I had before, and I can't remember the exact name of it. And when they came out with these ones last year, okay, you get really great value for your money because you get a whole lot of product in here. How much do you get? 13 grams of product for under $5, which is awesome. But what I don't like about them is they're very kind of shimmery, and they're more like a highlighter. Bikini Contest, and then the one that's lighter than this is called Book Your Cabana or Save Your Cabana, and it is Reserve Your Cabana, and it's almost like it's more of a highlight shade. It's like a golden highlight as opposed to any kind of bronzer. So you can see like lots of kind of shimmer there. Well, not shimmer, but like really high shine factor. And the worst part is they're very soft and crumbly. So like when you touch them with the brush, I find anyway, it just turns into total powder. So that's, the one powder product that I don't like. I also don't like their foundations. They've only got bare minimum as far as foundation offerings go. There's one, like the color range is horrible and the product itself is not very good. So I don't like I wouldn't rank them at all as a foundation company. And I don't like their eyeliners. And again, the things that I don't like, I tend not to have any examples to show you. I find their eyeliners, just their cheap eyeliners, are very hard and scratchy and painful and not very good quality at all. And for the most part, all of their mascaras are horrible, with one exception, which is the Clinical Mascara, the Mega Lash Clinical Mascara. I love this mascara, so that's the only exception to the rule. So those are really the only dislikes I have. I don't like the bronzers, their new bronzers, and I don't like most of their mascaras, and I really don't like their like foundations and concealers. I don't even consider them at all when I'm thinking of that kind of stuff. But where they excel for me is without a doubt their powder products, so their eyeshadows especially. The only complaint, if I had one, is I wish they would come out with some new colors. I love these little trios. I think they're fantastic. These are my two favorite ones. This is Knock on Wood and Silent Treatment, and I love these because I find they're the most wearable. So the trios are probably the most popular, and then they also have singles, but again, they have very limited color. I think there's only five singles that I've seen, 5 or 6 maybe, definitely less than 10 colors to choose from. But again, fantastic. If you go through all the shadows that they have, there's lots of dupes for higher end shadows. If you Google it or do a search on YouTube, lots of people have come up with like MAC dupes in the Wet n Wild range. They also have, sometimes they come out with limited edition palettes. This is from their from the first year that they came out, from their holiday collection. And then they have larger 8-pan palettes as well, which have nice range of colors. They've got matte. They're starting to get more matte. They even have a whole I Love Matte palette. You've heard so many people rave about these shadows, and there's a reason for it. They're just, this is knock on wood, this little trio. They're so pigmented, and like, look at that. They're so pigmented and creamy. Even this is like the kind of brow bone shade. Just super creamy, super blendable, super pigmented, fantastic color payoff, and I find they last all day. As far as I'm concerned, they lead the pack at the drugstore as far as eyeshadows go. I don't buy CoverGirl eyeshadows. I don't buy L'Oreal eyeshadows. I have one Revlon eyeshadow palette. I don't buy Maybelline palettes because I love the Wet n Wild ones so much, and their price point is amazing. Like $2 for the singles. I think these are $3 or $4 for the trios, and then $5 for the 8-pan palettes, and then when they come out with a limited edition one. They also have fantastic blushes. Of course, the only downside is they don't have a very big color range. They've only got, I think they've only got 4 to choose from. But for example, their Pearlescent Pink is a dead-on ringer for MAC's Deep Throat. Just a beautiful shimmery peachy pink with some nice gold in it. This is my latest purchase, which is Berry Shimmer. I don't have anything that's this dark, but look at how, like, the color payoff, pigmentation, and when you blend it out, I mean, there's color there. It doesn't just swatch well and then disappear to nothing on your hand. The other thing I love are their lipsticks. They have some beautiful lipsticks for the price point. Again, I'm thinking specifically of these. I think these are silk finish or lip silks. They don't have the name of the product on them that I can see. No, they don't. And they don't have names, but these are so moisturizing and so super creamy and just so vibrantly colored. This is 519A, and it's a beautiful red, blue-based red. Look at how pigmented that is. And these ones in particular, especially the darker colors, like the dark reds and the dark pinks, are just beautiful. Some of the lighter colors can be a little bit frosty and just not really my cup of tea, but these bright, fun colors are just like, that is fantastic. Again, $2 or something like that. Really great. So this is like their basics line. Then they've come out with a few newer ranges, like the Mega Last, which I haven't tried because I don't, they feel too drying to me, so I kind of want to stay away from those. But in the similar packaging, they came out with these called Mega Shield. So these are the Mega Last Mega Shield lip gloss or lipsticks that have an SPF of 15, and these are long wearing, but they don't seem to be as drying as like the matte ones and the Mega Last ones, because they have a whole, like, just a whole, like, gamut of ranges of lipstick. But these Mega Shields, I've been raving about for like several months now. Again, price point, $4. Not the biggest range of colors, but certainly they've got pinks, they've got reds, they've got like neutral shades. This one is number 370S Lollipop Star, and it's like a shimmery fuchsia color, but look at the color on that. Look at how opaque it is. Look at the color payoff. Look at the pigmentation. Just fantastic. I put this on and it's like, wow, lips. Like full coverage lipstick, really great, and they've got an SPF of 15 in them. I love their lipsticks. Not a big fan of their lip glosses, but their lipsticks are great. And lastly, their nail polishes. So they have, they have 3, as far as I can see in where I get my Wet n Wild, they've got 3 brands. They've got the Basics, which is the Wild Shine. Then they have one that I don't care for, which is, I think they're called Rapid Dry. They're in like little bullet shaped bottles, and they apparently dry very quickly. Was not a big fan of those at all. And they actually almost turned me off Wet n Wild nail polishes. Then I tried the Mega Last, and these two brands are some of my favorite nail polishes at the drugstore because the price point is great. These are around $4. These are $2, and you can often get them for $1 when they're on sale. This is one of my favorite colors of all time, not like let alone brand. This is the Wet n Wild Wild Shine nail color in Sunny Side Up, which is just a beautiful kind of marigoldy, orangey yellow. And then these Mega Last shades are fantastic. Okay, so those are my likes and dislikes of the brand overall. And then I've got like top 5. Like these are my top 5 products of all time from the brand. Products that I repurchase, just things that I feel like I can't live without from the brand. And first up is the nail polish that I just showed you. As I said, this is Wet n Wild Wild Shine in Sunny Side Up. This is one of my favorite all-time colors. It's a nice muted orange without being, you know, too tangerine-y. It's just a really nice kind of milky orange, and I love it. It just works with my skin tone, and it's really great. Next up, as I said, most of their mascaras are duds, but this Mega Lash Clinical Lash is one of the triad of like my drugstore holy grail mascaras, and I just love it. It's a $6 price point, which is great. Nice black formula. It's not too wet. The only complaint that I have is because it is a little it's a little bit drier, it can get a little gunky up at the top, but I kind of overlook that because I love it so much. It's got one of those brushes that's like flat on one side, and so you comb through your lashes first. It lifts and separates your lashes and lengthens them a little bit, and then you put the flat side through, and that really bulks up the volume. Doesn't irritate my eyes. It builds volume, holds a curl, stays great all day, no smudging underneath my lash line, no flaking, no crumbling, no clumping. Fantastic. Next we have this little Wet n Wild Color Icon Single in Nutty. This color is, like, for the last 3 years, I guess, has been like one of my favorite browns because it's like a kind of a silvery, like taupey brown. Look at the shine on that. Again, rivals many high-end shades like Tapestry Taupe from MAC, and it reminds me of some of the shades from Too Faced. Just beautiful. It's not the best place to kind of swatch it, Julia. If I can repurchase it, I would definitely repurchase this bronzer in Goddess. As I said at the beginning, it's not as nice as it was originally before they reformulated, but it's still a really fantastic bronzer, and I reach for it a lot, especially in the heat of the summer, like especially in the heart of the summer when I've got kind of a little bit of red going on in my skin. It's just beautiful, and I love it, and there's no shimmer in it, which is fantastic. And then lastly is the lipstick that I showed you in 519A. This is probably my favorite red lipstick ever. I just think it's super pigmented and opaque, and it just looks so pretty on. And I think I'll put it on so you can see what it looks like. I have pink on already, but like, it's perfect, you know, Snow White lips or pinup lips. I just love it. And it's got a nice blue undertone for my skin. And that's it. So those are my top 5 of all time Wet n Wilds and my likes and dislikes from the brand overall. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back again with another likes, dislikes, and all-time favorites from the drugstore soon. Bye, guys.